Well, that's whatever. Okay, you probably haven't heard a single word. I don't really care. That's not really the point. It's just me going over this. I had the worst scare of my life. I was sleeping. I had this giant Coraline poster. We did a whole topic on that, a whole session, and it's right above this like window, and the window is like next to my bed, and it sometimes falls. It's whatever. It was like windy, rainy, stormy last night, but it fell, and then Captain Crunch, I think, was laying like partly on top of me, and then jumped from there. So I heard the sound of it, the sound of him running, and like I heard like footsteps going. While I also felt the poster go on me, and it was dark. I was like, it was like a good 5 to 8 seconds of just pure panic, because I could hear footsteps, feel something on top of me, open my eyes in pure darkness, like completely in the middle of my REM cycle. Just no like I wasn't there at all. Anyways, that was a crazy experience for the morning. And I went back to bed and I woke up at like 5 a.m. Let's go on to our journey, my own personal journey, which I have to even really think about. What is my own personal journey through my own personal journey with emotional blockage? I'll confess that I struggle and fight my emotions sometimes. It's not an easy task, but yeah, I mean, it's the truth. I feel sad and I try to force it out of it. I feel this several week longs of depressive episodes, and I'm trying to force it out, right? I'm trying to force myself to be happy, or at least positive. Work on that mental, because emotionally, I'm feeling kaput, like really, really bad. Truth is, emotionally, I am pretty apathetic. I used to think I was sociopathic, or a sociopath, but that's not true. I feel stuff. It's just not nearly as much. And I think that obviously the range is, we emotionally feel, our emotional ranges for the individual is from everything, you feel everything, to you feel nothing, and everything in between then, right? I'm probably in the lower half, more towards feeling nothing, but it's not feeling nothing. I still feel stuff. I still have emotions, but if anything, the idea of me being apathetic, I think, is more of me struggling and fighting my emotions. I think the idea is that we need to be emotionally aware, right? The point is to be emotionally aware. Not emotionally aware, emotionally aware. I think you don't even need to be present in your emotions as much as you need to be aware of your emotions. Emotionally aware at all times. Those times where you don't even realize it, but you're emotionally going off the rails this or that way, you gotta be, at least you're aware of it. right? You can say, I am so angry and mad about this, right? Then do your things, but at least be emotionally aware. That's going to be probably one of the stronger points right there. You at least need to be emotionally aware, and that's fitting that back into tug of war. I think that's winning in tug of war. Really going into it, what winning means. Because being emotionally aware is nice and all, but it's not easy, right? It's not easy, like at all. So what winning means even, and how that translates to this, if there's emotional blocks, there's being emotionally aware. And okay, so I'm realizing these are kind of almost two different things, because a block is you rejecting this idea of how you emotionally feel, versus emotional awareness is just recognizing that you feel this way. But I guess those kind of directly correlate. When I'm thinking of emotional blockage, I guess I could look up emotional blockage, to see if there's other things, but that's essentially my interpretation. And the idea of winning, whether you win this tug of war, whether the tug of war gets pulled on your side or you get yanked, right? Winning is a matter of your own mentality, right? Mentally, you try your hardest, you work towards being emotionally aware, that's itself is a win, right? These emotions might overtake you. They might put you into these things. You're aware of it, you win. Every time you win, right? That's a big thing. Emotions overtake you, but if you're aware, you win. And so there's two more points I want to put. That would be, wow, filling up the space. Look at that. I'm going to put it over here. One would be only one way to lose. And that's reject the emotions. Like, this is a game of tug of war. This right here, this journey, this is a game of tug of war. And now I have another, well, there's one other point, but I just realized I had to write that. This journey is a game of tug of war. Okay, I do gotta put one more. I'm trying to figure out. I want to save this phase till for phase 3, but let's just put it up here. I'm trying to remember even what it was. It was down here. Look up. Oh yes, it's that. Opposites. This is my interpretation. Emotional blockage, EB, and awareness, emotional awareness are opposites. And so now let's look at that phase 2 right here, group them, and put them into a nice fancy schmancy phase 3, where we can, it's also purple, where we can assess. And so this is phase 3. I don't know why I did that, but we just did it. All right. I guess we'll have something right there at the end. So, what the heck? Where'd you come from, silly? All right. Let's look back. Take a second. Because that's a lot of notes, and there's some good, strong points that can come from this. All right. So I think starting with this journey is a game of tug of war. Right? This life is this emotional journey is a game of tug of war. That one I really like. And I know it sounds like I'm doing the thing that I say I hate, but shut up. No, I'm not actually going to be directly comparing their lives to this game, but rather turning the game into their life. Ooh. Oh, now there. All right. Let's see. Where, I'm going to keep that as just one of the star points right there. And I think all these other points we'll really think about a little bit more. Let's just go down them. When first created, origins, right? That's definitely a big one. And I'll use this as points to wrap up more later, but the big points taking from this. We spread all this out, now we're going to group them together again, making a more cohesive speech. Let's see. What I think I want to do is turn these into letters, like A, B, C, and then group them right here. So A, B, God, I hate circling the whole thing. That's so much. A, B, C. When first created, reenactment. Why was it created? Reaction to the creation till present day. Different names it's called, variations of the game. Getting into the bigger topic of war. The idea of war and winning. These two different ones are really, really essential to this speech. What is war and what is winning? War, question mark, and winning, question mark. We could talk about the war, emotional blockages in tug of war terminology.